Welcome to Algorithm video series. Today we are going to talk about searching in a sorted list when it contains duplicate elements and also introduce two important concepts, lower bound and upper bound. This is a sorted list, right? Here elements are sorted in ascending order. Here you can see 30 appears multiple times and these are called duplicate elements. And in a sorted list, duplicates always appear together. Here you can see that, right? Now, when a list has duplicates, searching is slightly different. For example, if target is 30, in this list contains all the unique elements, right? So when I take target as 30, 30 is found and it is present at index 2. But here in this list, which contains duplicate elements, 30 is present, but it is present at index 2, 3, 4. It first appears at index 2 and then index 3 and at last at index 4. So this first time appearance is called as first occurrence and last time appearance is called as last occurrence. So when we have duplicate elements, we can find first occurrence of that target element, last occurrence of that target element, and also we can find how many times that target element appears in the list. That is count of occurrence. Here we can find the count of occurrence using first occurrence and last occurrence. For example, if I want to find how many times 30 appears in this list, then first I can find its first occurrence at index 2, then last occurrence. Then here I can use this formula, last index minus first index plus 1. Why plus 1? Because here index starts from 0. Here we want count, that's why we need plus 1. Here because it is a sorted list, duplicate elements always appears together. That's why by finding first occurrence and last occurrence, we can find the count also. Okay, now we are familiar with the terms first occurrence, last occurrence and count of occurrence. Next, let's talk about lower bound and upper bound. The lower bound is the first position where the element is greater than or equal to the target, and upper bound is the first position where the element is strictly greater than the target. For example, if we take target as 30, in this first example, for the lower bound, we'll get index as 2 because 10 and 20 are less than the target value here. And here this 30 is equal to target. So this is our lower bound index. If I take target as 50, then 10, 20, 30, 40, these are all smaller than the target. So we'll get index as 6. So we'll get lower bound index as 6. In this example, if we take target as 35, then 10, 20, 30 are less than the target element, that is 35. Here 40 is greater than 35, so here we need to stop. So here this index 3 is a lower bound index. And coming to the upper bound index, to find the upper bound index, we need to ignore all the elements which are smaller than or equal to target. Here if I take target as 30, ignore, and here 40 is greater than 30. So this index is our upper bound index. Here in this example, if we take target as 35, then ignore. Here 40 is greater than 35. So this index is our upper bound index. So what this lower bound and upper bound will do? When searching in a list with duplicate elements, we use lower bound and upper bound to find positions. Lower bound tells us the first position of the number, and the upper bound tells us the position just after the last number. And using this lower bound and upper bound, we can also easily find the count of duplicates. For example, if I want to find how many times 30 appears here, upper bound minus lower bound, so we'll get count. So we can find count of occurrence using lower bound and upper bound. For that, we need to use the formula upper bound minus lower bound. Lower and upper bounds also helps us to find where we can insert a number in a sorted list without disturbing the sorting order. For example, if we take target as 30 here, if I want to insert 30 to this sorted list, lower bound will give you the index 2. So we can insert 30 to this list at index 2 without disturbing the sorting order. Here upper bound index is 5. So you can place 30 here also without disturbing the sorting order. So in the upcoming videos, we'll discuss these problems: first occurrence, last occurrence, count of occurrence, lower bound and upper bound problems. This video was just to introduce the concepts. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in next class. Till then, take care.